and welcome back to Table Talk, the show where we answer the questions you sent in to Twitter using the hashtag Table Talk or the Reddit, reddit.com/r/SourceFed. Owen almost just threw a ball at our heads. That was not okay. Odie. Ah!
Owen.
Welcome to the all-girl Table Talk.
There's
Joining
lots of
me today
expensive
is a ball. Joining me today is Ball. And we have the lovely Whitney Moore.
Hi, it's me.
And the amazing Dani Rosenberg.
Hi.
I totally pulled a question, threw it back in. What am I doing with my life? Who wants to go first?
You go first.
I'll go
You're a
first.
girl.
All right. I hope this is the same one. This one comes from Rose Petal. How delightful. What is your worst Uber experience? That's a great question.
I don't have too harrowing of a story. Like, I went to San Francisco, and it was a really, really busy day. And he's like, oh, I'll take this other route. And it took forever. Mm-hmm. It took forever, and I got an $80 bill. And then I just rated him low, and they asked me why. And I said, he even muttered under his breath, oh, this is my bad. I took the wrong way.
Oh.
And I was like, so I put it in quotes. He said, my bad, I took the wrong way.
Yeah.
And they gave me $50 back.
That's cool.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
There's a happy ending to
Yeah,
that
it was not
story.
too bad.
All right.
Yeah.
I've definitely had, like, Uber drivers that were drunk or on drugs, like, a couple times.
God.
But when I was in San Diego, I took one of the, I think it was a Lyft line, actually, and...
That's where there's other strangers with you.
Yeah. So this guy, I was, like, just, like, chatting with him, and he was like, oh, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm working and doing some hosting. And he's like, oh, are you famous? Which is, like, the worst question to
Don't
ask
do that.
anybody. And so I'm like,
Yeah,
and
it's
then
awkward.
the girl in the front seat was a Korean exchange student. And she got super excited. It turned out really awesome because she, like, called her
knew who you
boyfriend.
were.
No, she didn't. She just, like, thought that I was famous. And she took a picture with me and she sent it to her boyfriend. And she was like, I met a celebrity. I hope I didn't
What if
disappoint her
he-
too bad.
What if he was freaking out and he was like, oh my God, that's the girl from Birdemic.
Ah!
Have
That
you
only
seen
happens
those
at Comic-Con.
articles where it's like people taking pictures with people who are definitely not who they think they are?
Yeah, it's
I
so
love
good.
those
It's-
pictures.
so good.
They're like just slightly not who they're supposed to be.
One time I was in an Uber and I was driving home at like 4 a.m. I had just had like a crazy night where I got into a huge fight with my best friend. And it was a terrible night. And I was like, drive me home. She was sober. And I was like, so you're driving me home, right? She's like, no, I'm going to spend the night at this guy's house. Because we were there. And I'm like, you drove me here. You're driving me home. We got into the fight, whatever. I called an Uber. I get in the Uber. It was one of the worst drives of my life because he kept falling asleep. The Uber driver.
What?
He would fall asleep.
Jesus Christ.
Fortunately, the first time it was we were at a red light and he fell asleep and it turned green and I was just like, you can go, and then he drove away.
Were you in the
And
back seat just
no,
like, I'm
I
going
was
to die?
sitting, no, I was sitting in the front.
Okay.
That is terrifying, dude.
It was
I'd
terrifying.
have been like, let me out. Let me drive.
Yeah.
I do remember the last time I got super drunk, I went and I got an Uber, and the guy, I forgot just to say where I was going. You were close.
That was very close.
I forgot to say where I was going, and so he just, like, was driving me around, and we were in downtown, and I was like, where are we? And he's like, I don't know, you didn't tell me where to go, so we're
he was just driving.
He was super hot, too, so
You're like,
I
okay.
didn't mind it, but I was like, I should not spend $500 just driving around with this random dude.
You're like, I'd like to go to Northern California, and then when we get there, I'd like to go to Southern California.
Let's go to
Just
Vegas.
spend more time with you.
You're my lucky driver.
I think me and my friends have probably been an Uber driver's worst experience because we've definitely got an SUV and it's like Christmas time and we made him put on Wham's like Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time,
no.
and then we all just like sang it because we were having a great night. It's Christmas time.
That's sweet.
And
I
they
would
probably
not
were
wanna
like,
drive with you,
they probably rated
Burr.
us all like 1 stars.
Oh.
Like, I'm done with this group of kids.
Can you see your rating?
I don't know, but I do know that my Uber account was suspended. So I assume that has something to do with me being an unsafe passenger. Whatever that means.
Whitney.
This one comes from Moderator. Is that Mod?
No.
Or it's just
it's
okay.
a fan.
What wild animal would you domesticate if it's guaranteed that it will love you and won't attack you? Bear cuddles sound nice. They do sound nice.
So nice. They have sharp nails, though.
They could scratch your back if they were gentle.
Anyone?
Yeah, I'd like to have an ocelot.
Is that like a sloth kind of motherfucker?
No, it's a cat.
Okay.
It's one of those cat with like cute dots on it.
Yeah.
Do they have like the big ears?
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Yeah, or a fennec fox, or a jaguar.
fox.
Yeah, fox. Dude, okay, have you seen
Juniper
the
the Fox? I think I talked about it on Table
It's
Talk
so
before.
good.
I love Juniper the Fox. I want a fox.
They're cute
really
as
bad.
hell. Have you related to that? Have you heard the noise a fox makes? It sounds like a man screaming.
Yeah,
it's
they're
like
so loud, and they eat like raw red meat.
yeah.
So
They're probably hard
I
to
don't know
keep.
if I could.
You'd have
do
to
that. I'd
like
have to
buy
go
a bunch of
it.
steaks and stuff to feed
Yeah.
them all the time.
Yeah.
I want a goddamn elephant.
Aw, that's a good
I
one.
want a big old
It's a good
elephant.
one.
They're
And
so
it'll lift me
smart.
up in its trunk.
Yeah.
I wouldn't ride it though, because that's rude.
It hurts them, doesn't
I
it?
feel bad.
I
Does
heard
it?
that
I feel
it-
bad for
recently
horses
read
all
an
the time. I
article.
bet you they're like, God damn it, I'm just shaped perfectly for humans to fucking ride
I
me.
think horses
Don't do
are
it.
fine. I think that's okay. But I
Yeah.
recently read this article about how like sitting on elephants for elephant rides, especially like
Yeah.
person after person after person, is really
Right.
bad for them.
Really?
Yeah.
But they
Yeah.
seem so strong.
I know, but I
Weird.
don't know.
I just feel bad for him.
Me too.
I was like, I'm gonna come and ride you.
But you can snuggle it and go in like the river and play with
Want
the
to
little
splash
babies.
with it?
Man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do it.
Oh,
Whoa.
whoa.
Chris did not even look up from his phone.
Would I have gotten to write my name if I hit Chris?
I think so. I think that
In the
would
Chris,
have
the
been.
Chris column. Okay. Bling. From Sensiosaur, Seniosaur. What was the nicest thing a teacher has ever done for you or your class?
Teacher.
I had a teacher in 5th grade that was so mean and horrible, but she would always let me play my little short films in class to everyone. Because every holiday I would make a film, like a short film with my friend Kelsey, and then we would just play it. And they were like 20 minutes long, and she would just let us sit there and watch these movies that I made with my
That's so
dad's
nice.
camera. Yeah, that was cool.
I'm having a really hard time thinking. I was not a good student.
I was gonna ask you, were you
So
a good student,
I feel
Whitney?
like that really, I was like definitely one of those piece of shit teenagers that was like, I'm funny and loud and cut class, school's for suckers. So I don't know. I think, not my teacher, but when I was in high school, I was the president of the rally commission.
Okay.
So at my school, my job was to organize pep rallies. Like
I did
when
that
there
too.
was
Oh, you were that
a-
kid.
No, not at all. Because the rally team was a bunch of stoners and it's like weirdos that basically would just make rallies, and the games would be like get a bunch of raw crab and like pick 2 people from opposite classes and make them wear diapers and do like a crab into the crabby pants, we called it. So we just make these weird games and like do stupid sketches, and then it wasn't my teacher, but it was the vice principal would just let us cut class for the rest of the day because we had to clean up after the rallies, so we'd just go home.
That's the cool thing about student council
yeah.
is you get to like miss a lot of class to do activities. But I feel like a group of stoners as your student council for like organizing pep rallies is like the worst possible.
It was
There's a
it
lot
was
of
never
logistics.
good.
all they do is sit there and say, "We've got spirit."
we got suspended for a couple days because we didn't have a theme for the last rally, which is supposed to be the biggest one. Like, 'cause it was you're right, it was very hard to like organize people. And so we just all went out for the intro. We all went out on Segways, and it was the song.
Was your theme Cheetos?
No,
Oh.
the theme for this rally was
That's a great theme for a dance. Can we just have a Cheeto
Cheetos.
dance?
Cheetos dance. It was really, really good. So we went out on Segways to the song "The Bad Touch" by the Bloodhound Gang.
I love
So
that.
And everyone just started like we had like giant teddy bears, and they were like humping them and like doing shit to them, and we all got suspended.
Suspended?
I actually got a lighter sentence because I didn't do anything to a teddy bear. I just had to set up chairs at the graduation. But yeah.
That sounds terrible. That's like the worst punishment
Eh.
ever.
By the time I got there, they were already done, so
Oh.
it was fine.
I had a teacher who was my 7th grade teacher and then moved on to the high school that I went to as well. So she had known me since I was like 12 or 13. And when I was a senior, I was working part-time. I was the student body president. I was like
You were
was
student
like,
body president?
I was.
Wow.
That does
Yeah.
not surprise me at all, actually.
I was
Yeah, you're
like,
very
I was
organized.
organizing stuff
Yeah.
then. I was just like, let's do parades or whatever the hell. And then I was in AP classes and I was just busy all the time. So I had a teacher. That teacher would let me go into her like 4th or 5th period class and like take a nap in the corner. Because
That's
she knew
so
that she knew that I was
nice.
like working and going to school and doing stuff after class and like
How
would
did
understand
you do that? How did you juggle that? Just by
I just didn't
naps?
want to. I just didn't want to be home. That's really. I just didn't want to be home, and I love tasks. I love activities.
Yeah.
And it would just keep me busy all day long. And I was fine with that, but I was happy to have a nap when I could get one, and a teacher who understood that I wasn't late. That I was just like, I'm so tired.
Yeah.
They would let me do that. Like that was Mrs. Hamilton. If she might still be at A.V. Miller or she's at Summit, and she was at Almeria. So if anybody has had her, she's the best.
That's
Aw,
sweet.
Yeah.
that's
Dani
rad.
loves activities and tasks.
Yeah, she's
I love activities,
she's
dude.
a student council president. She's a student council president of this office for sure, and I would probably vote for her
Yeah,
for
me
president
too.
of the United States.
I didn't go against anybody. Nobody else wanted to have that responsibility.
Nobody else
That's why
wants to
I
go
wanted.
against you either. You probably were like Tracy Flick, like writing your speech, and like
Yeah, I was
you
less
wrote your
intense than
speech
Tracy
like
Flick.
3 years before, probably.
Oh, close.
Oh, I forgot to.
I feel like everyone's
Last time they
close.
taught me, I have to do the. I always fold it up.
Oh, you got to do a ball
I
instead?
gotta ball it up. Yeah.
This
Noted.
one comes from Omicron 942. How did you meet your best friend, childhood or otherwise? Your choice. And what was it that made you get along so well?
Aww,
That's cute.
that is cute.
I've got mine.
Yeah, go.
My best friend Brian, I met him, 6 years ago at a barbecue, and we didn't know each other. We were in like completely separate friend groups, and I was sitting and talking with my friend about this guy that we know that has really bad breath, and he turned around and he was like, "Are you talking about so and so?" And we bonded immediately about this guy. Also, like, not a great guy. That laughs at all his jokes. Like, not funny. But his breath smells like a person took a shit and died in his mouth. And so
It brought you and Brian together.
it brought us together, and we've been best friends ever since because he's got a very dry sense of humor, like I do, and loves to make fun of people and things.
Great.
I met my best friend Chelsea when we were at boarding school together.
You went to boarding
What?
school?
Yeah, I went to art
I never
school.
knew that.
Yeah.
Which was you at Crossroads?
No, I went to Idlewild Arts Academy.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. She was a theater major and I was a film major, and we were next door. We were across the hall, neighbors from each other. So we would just like sneak into each other's rooms. But we met at like this dance thing in LA. Like we got to go on trips to like film premieres and stuff in
School
LA.
sounds awesome.
It was fucking amazing. Like honestly, it was like the coolest thing that ever happened to me. But we went on this dance trip, like field trip, and she always tells the story. Like the first time she ever saw me, she thought I was gonna be the biggest bitch in the entire world. Because
I have plenty of friends
that
where,
face.
yeah.
I just have a face that is mean, is a mean face. But then we became instant best friends. She told me she liked my braids, so.
Aw.
How old were
Dude,
you?
you
would
want to
say?
be a girl's friend? Tell her you
You're
like
like
your braids.
I was 16 or 17, and she
yeah.
was like 15, I think.
That's great that you're still friends all these years later.
Yeah, and we're still best friends.
That's
So,
awesome.
It's great.
I met my best friend when I was 19, freshman year of college. And it was like a game night, because I love games.
Yeah.
And she was the roommate of a friend I had just made through like the quad at lunch or something. Because that's how you make friends in college, is you just like sit next to a stranger and talk to them. And she came, and we both were really into the games the same way. And we ended up going to like, one day I was doing a drive to go to Starbucks or something, and she was going to walk there, and I was like, come in my car. And then we have the exact same background. She grew up in Northern California, Napa, and I grew up in Southern California. And we like had almost the same exact like kind of childhood story, and we like both had the same kind of temperament, and we lived together off and on for like a decade, and then we're still best friends to this day.
That's like Chelsea and I. We both grew up. We have the same backgrounds. Like
Yeah.
we both grew up in Southern California, same area too. Didn't know
wow.
each other. Yeah. It
I
was,
found out later that Brian grew up in the same town as me.
That's
Oh.
Nuts. After
I
I
love
never
that
met
shit.
him in NorCal.
What about you guys and your best friends? Let us know.
Yeah.
I'm serious though. Dead serious. Couple more?
Grand Moff Tarkin says, what was your favorite school memory when you were a Lilsman?
What? Yeah, no, you read that right. What was your favorite school memory when you were a Lilsman?
A Lilsman.
School memory.
Favorite school memory.
More school stuff for you, Whitney.
Can I pick a different one?
Yeah, pick a different one. We can cut it.
I didn't
We
get
already
it.
kind of did a school
We
thing.
did school memories already. Stephen Wright asks, as a barber, do you feel awkward/intimidated to get your hair cut? How do you ask the barber to cut your hair? Oh.
Bring a photo.
Yeah, bring a photo. I never know what to ask because, like, with people who get blonde highlights, a lot of people are very specific about it. They're like, I want cool undertones or copper colors. I don't know. And so I'm just like, whatever you think looks good.
I got
look
a
at my
question
face.
for you.
Yeah.
Usually I have like a few like go-to celebrities that are like, I've had multiple haircuts I've gone
Yeah.
to. What are your guys' like go-to celebrities that you're like, I definitely want to see what their hair's up to right now?
Emma Roberts.
Emma Roberts.
We have very similar hair type. Like we both
Yeah,
have
you
very
do.
fine hair.
Yeah.
And so I always try to look for celebrities like Claire Danes.
Yeah.
People who have like very fine hair that probably are like.
Bree,
look
let
like
me tell
mine.
you, you
Yes.
are so much cooler and so much nicer, probably, and so much hotter than Emma Roberts.
Oh.
I'm not a
Thank you so much.
Roberts
I think
fan.
she's super hot. So I thank you.
She's not.
I-
You are. I look at Taylor Swift because she's got
Okay.
naturally curly hair like I do, and
Do you have
also
naturally curly hair?
very curly.
I just like.
yes.
Oh, I was just remembering.
I'm so
I was just
excited that you
remembering
have curly hair.
one of your first videos when you had.
Yeah, I go back and forth. Sometimes it's curly, sometimes it's straight. It's just very, very hard to manage.
Yeah.
Curly. It's easier to just blow dry.
I just wish, because I have straight hair where it's like, I can't make it curly. I can't, it won't hold.
Same.
And it makes me sad.
Same.
I want big hair.
Me too.
I always do like Carrie Brownstein or like Amy Poehler. They have really cute, short little
do.
cuts. I always go for that. Or Reese Witherspoon has her hair is fucking perfect. Always.
It's so annoying because every time I show a picture of exactly what I want, it never looks anything like what I want.
No.
Ever. It's so unfair. And actually, this is kind of embarrassing, but for the longest time, because I have weird anxiety about talking to strangers, and so for the last like couple years I've been dyeing my hair myself so I don't have to sit in a chair and talk to somebody for 2 hours because I'm at that point in my life where I'm just like, oh my god,
It looks good.
well, I just got it done. I finally was just like,
Yeah.
it looks like shit. I just need
I've
to
been
get
lucky
it
to have
properly
friends
done.
who were hairdressers
That's the
throughout my
best.
life where
That's
I'm
the
like,
best.
great, I can go and like, and there's also time to hang out with them or whatever. You
Well, I
know?
was gonna go to
tried to
Mike's
do my hair
girlfriend
myself.
Zoya, or fiance Zoya,
Oh,
because
yeah, she does hair?
and
Oh.
so they were out of town for 2 weeks. So I was like, I really need to get this done. But the girl I went to was really great, but I don't look like Emma Roberts, so.
Sometimes they just leave you alone though and like give you a magazine and a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And that's nice. But I like my hairstylist now. She's a sweet lady and we have the same taste in music. So we talk about that. Oh,
Do you
broke it.
guys play? Does she play Spotify or something?
Yeah, she puts on.
That's nice.
It's out of her house, and so I
Okay.
just go over and we talk about her daughter because she's got a teen daughter that has a lot of fun stories.
That's great.
Oh!
She
Did that count?
No, it's gonna hit the lens.
What?
Chris, you're cold-hearted.
Yeah, I mean, Chris is right.
You got close.
You know what?
You're learning.
The rolling
You're
really
gonna get
helps.
there.
The
The
rolling
rolling.
helps a lot.
I wish that I would remember that ever. How many times have I done this and I never remember?
Do it.
Yeah.
It's your turn. I
Should
think,
we do
Dani.
one more?
Yeah.
Last
I'll close this
question.
out. I'll close
yes,
this out.
please.
Okay. What is one thing that happened this month that you'll never forget? From Crustomer.
That's a great name.
This month. That would be the month of August, right? That's
Yeah.
where we're at right now? Okay.
I mean, that live stream we did the other day was fucking
Yeah.
great.
I got hired at SourceFed.
Yeah,
really
way
good.
to go.
It's a
That
really
live
good
stream was
one.
the most fun I've had at work all year.
I got way more drunk than I was expecting.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you to all the
Your eyes were red. I was like, Whitney's fucked
I
up.
hate that. Anytime I have like one drink, my eyes are just like so red, and I look way more fucked up than I am. But this live stream, I got more drunk than I was expecting to be.
It was super fun.
It was fun because I think we all going into it, there was a point where it ended and somebody, I think it was Jason from DCL Access asked us, like, did you guys think you were going to hit 1 million? And
Nobody
everyone
did.
said, no way. We thought we were going to move up a little bit, but we didn't think we were going to hit 1 million. And to have it do that, like right at like 9:15 when we were going to stop at 10, it felt like a movie.
Thanks, Sam.
Everybody was like jumping around and going like, yeah!
Thank you, Sam and Maud, for pushing us into that tension.
Yeah. But I think it
Yeah.
also gave the chance for the audience to like get to hang out with you for a steady amount of time.
It was nice.
It was like a nice little like hang, like a
I
welcome
am.
hang.
Yeah.
Hello.
What about you?
Oh, I got verified on Twitter.
Ooh!
Yeah, baby!
And
Put that little check mark
How was
right
that?
here.
How was
Yeah,
that
yeah.
process? Was it hard?
I don't know how or why it happened, to be honest with you, because I've been applying. I apply like every 30 days for the last couple of years because
Really?
it's, yeah. And I don't, it just happened randomly.
I've heard
and
that
it was
now it's at a
weird.
point where there's like if there's a friend of a friend or whatever.
It's
there's
weird
like people
because-
who have specific email
No,
addresses.
but at this
or-
point, like, I feel like everybody's getting verified now. So I'm just like people
yeah.
I know that don't really do anything are getting
Yeah.
verified. They like have
Isn't it
written
just
one
so
article on one site and they're like verified all of a sudden. I'm just like, it's not
Yeah.
like it's cool. It was cool when it happened. When I saw it, I was like, oh my god, it happened. And then I was just like, oh, but I'm still sad inside. Weird.
Isn't
I
it
thought
so
that would fix
people-
my problems.
Isn't it so people know, like...
That it's really you.
That, yeah, it's not a fake account.
Well, that's
I feel
the
like
If
you
there
need
was
to have
ever a fake
accounts.
account for me, that'd be funny as shit. I'd be like, what are they
Somebody
even
did.
trying
It's
to do?
amazing, but like that's one of the reasons why I'd been applying for so long, because I have people pretending to be me on Twitter.
That's nuts.
And I sent in proof. Like
they write good
to the
jokes at
applications. No, it wasn't like
What are they
jokes.
saying?
It was like a fan page.
Yeah.
But they were like, "This is the real Bree," and they would take like screenshots of me from videos
And this is the real Bree.
that were like
creepy.
that were gross but super funny. So I
I'm
can't
gonna
be
make my
that
own
mad.
parody account so I can tweet stuff that like I can't tweet on my own.
Yeah,
Do it.
it's a good idea.
Beef is good at being like, I'll be ready to tweet something, and well, I usually tweet about farts and shit and stuff like everyone else does, and he'll be like, eventually you're gonna want to get another job. Have you thought about that? And I'm like, no.
Never. Never.
There's so many videos we've made here that's gonna make it so difficult for me to ever try and work somewhere else.
Yeah,
So I'm like, I'm just not gonna worry about it for a little while.
yeah.
You know what, though?
Good point.
Discovery's a pretty big company. And if
Yeah.
they don't care, then whatever else company you try to work for shouldn't care either.
That's true.
Right? That's how companies work.
Yeah, that's true.
Ooh, okay, this time
Send
I'm
us
gonna
out.
wand it up.
Roll it.
I'm gonna wad it up.
Send us out into the sky, Dani.
We'll see how this works. This does. I didn't even crumple
Oh.
No.
Not.
it. That was so
Not
limp.
very
feel like-
aerodynamic.
Oh God.
It's got to be a tight ball.
Keep it tight, keep it cute. Clap back. That's what that's called, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
what
don't
I'm talking about. Thank you guys so much for watching today's episode of Table Talk. Where can everybody find you?
Ooh, Twitter. I'm on Twitter at grownwomanchild.
And Whitney?
I'm at Tweetney More.
So perfect. And I am at Bree Esrig on all the platforms. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to submit topics for Table Talk, you can go to the subreddit, reddit.com/r/SourceFed, or
Yeah.
submit questions using the hashtag Table Talk on Twitter. Bye.
Bye.
Hell yeah, panda party.
You go, giant panda. You did it.
You did it. You did it.
So your planet is filled with people that are beautiful on the outside and on the inside.